know she could do that, did you? Okay, the game. Certainly, we talked about the nature of the beast being real emotional high on Thursday and being able to bounce back. And we talked about those type of games, UIC back a month ago, where it just sometimes those games zap your energy, like they really do. And so I did notice there were a couple of instances. We just talked about this in the locker room, how I said, okay, team on three, and I think I was the only person that said team. So they were so tired that they couldn't even muster the words team in the timeout. And like I said, I tried to generate as much enthusiasm and let them know that they now have somewhat of a target on their back and certainly are going to get everyone's nothing to lose type game. So that's what they got. They had their hands full today. We knew it wouldn't be easy. Milwaukee's a scary team. They beat UIC and Loyola in Chicago. So we knew that they were capable of playing well on the road, and they certainly played well today. They really did. So just proud of our girls, how they handled themselves, and real proud of the efforts that LA gave today.
Seemed to get out rebounded pretty bad this game, and that's probably why they kept it so close. Do you think that has a lot to do with Saturday's game, maybe being tired, the emotional high you talked about?
You know, I just think, and I just was thinking about this, why maybe they ran a perimeter-oriented offense where Yar is away from the basket. Right. So if they have a strong, not strong, I mean a post that usually just goes block to block, Yar is able to usually just turn and get position and get those rebounds. But since they were running more of a 5-out motion and getting Yar on the perimeter, she went to go get the ball, but the players out by the three-point line, got a running start, and it's a hard box out. It's a really hard box out to turn and have someone go 90 miles an hour behind you. So that's where I think we had some of our rebounding struggles. I know that we just some of those loose balls we did get, but toward the end we came up with them, and that's what we needed.
The last 256, besides that last three at the end there, you held them to 1.1 free throw. Can you talk a little bit about how you were able to maybe sort of pull away at the end there?
I just think we knew what they were doing. They were going to go inside, and we just said, you know what, those kids are posting up. They're shooting right over us. That's what they're doing. They're just one-on-one individual offensive move, and we just basically said that, you know, hey, we'll take our chances, try to get them to put it on the floor, and try to force them under the basket where all the help is, and then make them pitch it out. Instead, we were kind of hesitating and giving them a little bit too much of a cushion. And Lauer and Imperiali are certainly very good. I wrote on the board they're the mid-range queens, although they might have some competition at this point. But I just think that us forcing them a little bit to drive baseline into the help really helped our efforts. I mean, 20, Tucker did a great job. She's an aggressive post, and she gave us some problems inside. But like I said, we were able to put it together when we needed to.
LA, you really helped carry the team offensively for most of the game. Were you in the zone? What was going through your mind? Were you looking to attack?
I don't know what was going through my head. I was just thinking, be aggressive and stay confident, keep my poise, and just look to attack. And for some reason, I feel like my mind was being controlled by something else, because half the time on transition, I know I'll pull it out, but I would just easily get into the paint and stuff. So I just didn't feel like myself. I feel like a better person.
I feel like a lot of times this season we've kind of seen maybe one or two of you guys take a game over, but at this point you just seem to lead a large pack of people trying to take the game over. What was, after such a big win Thursday night, what was every player's mentality and the kind of team mentality heading into this game?
Play on, Bob! Sorry, inside joke. I'm running out of material. I really am drawing for straws here. I'm grasping.
What the play, Coach?
Right, yeah.
Time to go on the court. Coach, she give a lot of motivational talk for the game and the way to spark us up. And today, she did a good job. Play on, Bob. And we was all just right there with her energy high. And everybody knew that we just couldn't have a letdown today after a big high.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's something like 7 or 8 in a row at home now. Ellie, can you talk a little bit about that? Does the crowd help? Is it just something about the court here?
We just try to protect our home court, and I think like the past couple of games, especially Green Bay, the crowd helped, and the crowd was with it. We think they're not cheering, but as soon as the game get closed, they're right there with us. And like today, we feel like we had a good crowd behind us. But sometimes we don't look towards the crowd. We just protect our home court. We don't try to let anybody come here and steal our shoes or our TVs and stuff.
Yes.
So we just gotta protect what's ours.
Could you talk a little bit about the non-conference schedule? I know it was a rough time. Can you talk a little bit about how that prepared you for the Horizon League?
Playing against a lot of good teams and players has helped us and showed us what we need to work on to get better. And I think it actually helped us, especially like our freshmen coming in and stuff. And it's just lessons learned.
You went to your bench a little bit more today than you did Thursday. Not a whole lot of contribution from the bench points-wise, but definitely seemed like they did a great job of giving some key players a breather here and there. Can you just talk about the contributions from them that aren't appearing in the box score?
Oh, yeah. I mean, like I said, these kids played a ton of minutes, and they got beat up, and they just I knew yesterday we let those kids that are on the bench perform the entire practice because I knew that they would have to be ready for today. And I saw early signs of fatigue, which is why we went to the bench early, just to kind of say, hey, let's refocus. I thought that we didn't fill the lanes as much as possible in some spots. Just some of those kids to get even a minute breather, get a glass of water, see what's going on out there, and to have those kids come in and they kept it right there, and they did a good job of. We talk about not making a difference negatively, which means not coming in and fouling, not coming in and turning it over, but just stay even keel. Stay even keel. Do a defense, rebound, let the offense come to you. Don't force anything, and almost borderline. Let us not even notice that you're out there. Anything that you contribute positively on the points is bonus, is absolutely bonus, and they have done a phenomenal job of knowing their role at this point and having acceptance and knowing that they have such a huge role. They're a huge part of what we do. Those guys go against these guys every single day, and they give them everything that they have. And just because they're not on the floor doesn't mean that we absolutely could not do it without them.
Don't really want to compare you to the men's team, but if you take a look at them, you see maybe some losses against some weaker teams, Tennessee State, some lower teams in the conference, but you guys haven't had one of those disappointing games, a letdown against a weaker team. And for you, that has to be encouraging at this point in the season, right?
Well, I just think that those teams are tough. We still feel like we're the preseason 8th. They all voted us 8th, and that's what we have, a chip on our shoulder, and we don't know how to carry ourselves really as a number one team. That's just our mentality. We are still just, hey, we still feel the effects of our non-conference. So any opponent, we haven't earned the right to walk around expecting to win or whatnot. So it's almost like dysmorphic disorder. Like, we don't see ourselves really at 9-2. We still see ourselves as, hey, we're trying to just play every team one at a time and do what we can do and stay on this ride until they kick us off.
Play on, Bob.
Play on, Bob.